A true glow up starts with the inner work. I need somebody that understands my unique struggle as a millennial, where my life is as a millennial right now. I have also come up with 5 of the top things that you can start to do today to really start achieving your goals and glowing up together. Welcome to my channel, Kel's Curated Life with your girl Kels, and welcome to my home. Yes, I did all of this decorating for you. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are a subby, welcome back. I am so excited for the amount of persons that have started to find my channel and hit the subscribe button. I am grateful for you all, and so that is what has given me even more fuel to come to you with conversations, curated conversations like this one. So this is the conversation for the grown folks of how we're gonna really glow up in this season for millennials specifically. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or even a glass of wine, and let's get into it. As much as I hate being boxed in and having labels put on me, I know that there is no other group of people that has had more labels put on them than millennials. We have been called lazy, narcissistic, social media addicts, everything under the sun. And although there may be some truth to them all, at the end of the day, we are that group of persons that are between 27 and 42 years old that have unique struggles that we are facing right now in our lives that may be dimming our light and causing us not to shine and glow up in this season. So before we can embark on our glow up journey, we have to know, what does it actually mean to glow up, right? So in the Urban Dictionary, because it is an informal term, it's used to describe a state of positive transformation that a person undergoes where they improve their appearance, their style, their confidence, and their maturity. It can be a planned or natural process, and it can be fast or gradual. OMG, I am here for it all, okay? I don't know about you, but I want my life to glow. I want everything about me to show up and show up bright and big, because not only am I a Christian and I have the light in me, but I also know that that's what we're called to do. We're called to be the light in this world of darkness. So once you hit a certain age, honestly, the rosy fairy tale of life just starts to dwindle and reality hits you like a ton of bricks that, okay, life really be lifing. Like, that is the struggle of the millennials right now. Persons, because most millennials are going to be between the age group of 27 and 42 years old in 2023. In addition to everything else that we have seen, been exposed to, the Twin Towers, pandemic, the recession, all of those things, this is also at that age when most people tend to lose themselves. From taking on new roles of motherhood, careers, nursing, whatever it is, we end up losing ourselves right around that 27, 30, and early 40s. Like, that period of time is really where most people, they're young enough that they can still remember their high school and early adult years, where they were the it girl, where they were, fit and full of energy and, so enthusiastic about life. And we also know where we are right now. A lot of us are unhealthy. We also discouraged, despondent, and literally just tired. We're always tired. I feel the struggles and the challenges deep down to my core. And honestly, we're going to start to unpack some of those deeper, more personal things that a lot of millennials may be facing. And I'm just going to be transparent about my own some of my struggles. We may not have the same struggles, but I started to really just empathize with persons that are around my age group, persons that I would have spoke with, friends and persons that I would have met that would have shared parts of their lives with me that are also millennials. And I said, you know what, I'm going to group it together so that persons can see if they identify with these struggles, so that we can then now come up with the solutions or strategies to help us overcome the dimming of our light, so that we can truly glow up. And so I really started thinking, like, what is it that happens to us at that point, this pivotal point in our lives, the one that I'm at right now, that makes the glow up so hard? Most of us are married, been married and are divorced, or have never even been married. And so, of course, marriage in of itself is a whole nother topic that can be very complicated and complex. Nonetheless, I mean, and even the best marriages, like I would consider myself to have a really strong marriage. It's work. It is tiring sometimes, and it just you can actually even lose yourself in the role of being a wife. Not to mention, on the other hand, there may be persons whose marriages didn't work out at this point. You know, they are filing for divorce, or, you know, and who knows how nasty and messy that can look. Like, there's also persons who would have thought they would have been married by this point, and that dream or that hope of a fairy tale life and marriage and wedding has not yet even been realized. Yeah, some of them thought that they may have met Prince Charming or Mrs. Charming by this point, and ended up meeting the frog over and over and over again. These are things that can dim your light and really get you discouraged. We're parents. We are parents, and some of us had hoped to be parents. So let's get into that. Of course, children are a heritage of the Lord, and they are your greatest blessings. For those of us that may have one too many children, if that ain't a recipe for exhaustion and losing yourself that can dim your light, I mean totally outed, is when you become a parent. Because it's no longer about you. At least that is what society says, that it should no longer be about you. Everything is about raising this new life that you've brought into the world. But don't forget that these children, they're built different. Like, this generation of which we are parents to, these kids are built differently. They are beyond us in technology. Yes, they say we are the technology group, but these kids, I mean, they have tablets for newborns, so that could tell you how deep it is. They're coming out of the womb being able to have a TikTok account. Like, that's how it feels. And so that's new challenges that we have to face as well. It's exhausting sometimes. It's really, really exhausting just trying to raise a normal, healthy child. And of course, that biological clock is ticking. Most people that may not even have found that special someone to settle down and have kids with, like, they feel that pressure of the fact that they haven't actually had a child yet, and the biological clock is ticking. You know, a term that we use in nursing is that you're an advanced maternal age. Like, that's a scary thing for people, because of course that comes with health risk for the unborn child even. So there's also those persons at this point that may even be struggling with fertility issues. Like, this is when, after you have tried from you were maybe in your late 20s, early 30s to have a child, to conceive a child, and you're learning that may not even be a reality for you anymore. Like, we are the working class. Oh my God, if that isn't ghetto enough. Like, working is ghetto. Why do we have to do it? Anyway, most of us work a 9-to-5 job or have been working for at least 10 years at this point. If you work straight out of school, you would have been on a job long enough to realize, one, that this may have been what I thought was my dream job, but it isn't panning out to be that, I feel. overworked and underpaid. I don't like my boss. I don't like my coworkers. They iffy. They are trapsy. Like, these are the struggles. Okay? No, I mean, but worst of all, you working sometimes more than one job, 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet, and you seems like you never got enough money to pay your bills. These are things that are stressful, and that can cause your glow up to be hard. And if you don't sit down and actually kind of dig a little bit and make sense of why is it I'm feeling this way? Why do I always feel so overwhelmed? Why am I always so stressed? Growing up, you can put on blush to the moon, okay? You can get the most expensive moon dust to put on your face to say, well, I'm glowing, but the inner work is still not done. Like, there's still so much disappointment and hurt and things that you have to divulge in order to actually glow. Oh, is it me? Am I the only one that at this point, every morning that I get up, I feel like it's a new ache, it's a new pain that I have, and I'm like, I used to be able to just get up and go to work, but now I have to roll over and I have to sit on the edge of the bed for at least 5 to 10 minutes, catch myself and realize, like, contemplate my life choices. Am I really going to go there today? Do I even want to go there? Do I even want to be at the place that I work at? Like, these are the struggles, okay? New aches, new pains daily. Not to mention, you're carrying around an extra 50, sometimes up to 100 pounds versus who you were 10 years ago. In addition to that, if you already had a child or 3, like Exhibit A, you're still trying to lose the baby fat from your 15, 13, and 7-year-old kids. That ring a bell for anybody? Ding, 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 ding. It rings a bell for me, okay? It rings a bell for me, and it really does. It affects your confidence. It causes you to not really even want to show up as your best self, or you feel like you aren't showing up as your best self because this isn't who you were 10 years ago. Like, you feel like you've totally either swallowed that last person because you might be twice the size, and then of course people are insensitive when they see you. Oh, wow, that's you, girl. Wow, you've changed. Whenever people say, wow, you've changed, and they didn't say for the better, Houston, we got a problem. These are don't be from, if you're from the Bahamas or from the Caribbean, when they say, well, how much weight you want to put on? I didn't intend to put on any. Thank you. Nice to see you too. Okay? Struggles of the millennials, okay? Members or ex-churchgoers. At this point, many persons have even left the church that they grew up in because they felt like they weren't growing spiritually. If you are a Christian, you always feel like you don't have enough time to read your Bible and spend with God, and you question whether or not He even answers your prayers because you don't feel as though you've been faithful to Him. These are the millennial struggles. Let's not forget the pressures that come along with social media. Yes, that's the era that millennials that's what we're known for. We're known for social media. And so there's also that pressure of comparison. Looking at your friend's feed. They're doing so good. Oh, she just had a baby when the doctor just told you that you got endometriosis and you're gonna never have a child. But glow, let's glow. Oh, they just bought a house. Oh, wow. And I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. But glow, they say. Like, these are the disappointments that people in that age group have to identify with, and these are the things that we have to fight through to actually glow up. Like, looking at the breakdown, where is it that we've lost faith? You just can't, unless you start to do the inner work. Does any of that sound familiar to you? If you identify with anything that I said, type in the comments, preach, sister. Come on. These are the hard things. Glow? How could you glow through all of that? The truth is, though, you can. There are ways that you can still glow in spite of it all, in spite of the pandemic, in spite of going through the Twin Towers falling, in spite of gaining 50 pounds, 100 pounds from who you were. You can glow up. And so let's get into those 5 things that you can start to do today to start your glow up journey. Create a vision for yourself. I remember being at my daughter's kindergarten graduation, and it was so cute. They had all of the kids come across the stage and say what they want to be when they grow up. So one little boy, he's like, I want to be Spider-Man. And everybody laughed, right? Because like, okay, you're a regular kid and you want to be Spider-Man. Then there was a little girl. Of course, there were some persons who say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse, I want to be a teacher. And then there was this little girl who said, I want to be a princess. And I was like, oh. And I really was just processing that vision we had or would have had for ourselves, especially coming into adulthood. Everyone, when they're in school, they want to be an adult. Until they actually are an adult, and you'd be like, don't do it. It's really not all it's cracked up to be. It's hard. But think back to when you did have thoughts for yourself. You did have a vision. You had a plan. You wanted to be something, even if it was a princess. It was just like the Holy Spirit was telling me, you need to get back to that childlike faith of who you can become. Yes, you've been disappointed. Yes, people would have even spoken words over you. People that you cared about. People that you never thought would say hurtful things to you. Like your parents, like teachers, like your spouse, like your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your church member. You've been around long enough. You've been alive long enough to experience those hurts. And it causes you to just not have the faith that you need to have in yourself. But no longer. You're going to do the work. You're going to do the inner work. You're going to take the time to come up with a vision for yourself. And of course, we want to put a time on things, but we do not affect the result. We do not know what the result will be, but our job is to show up. Our job is to put the plans in place and to show up for ourselves. And if we can't even come up with a vision for ourselves, like, how are we gonna really glow? You have nothing to pull from. Let's get writing. Come on, sit down, get you some alone time. Carve out the time to do it. So a vision for yourself. How much you want to weigh? How much money you want in the bank? What is your dream job? Create a vision that you are debt free, that you're financially independent, that you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is that your mind can fathom, even if it means being Spider-Man. Put it on paper. One word of advice that I would give you when you are creating a vision for yourself is to search the scriptures. Like, God has said some things about you that you may not have never heard from anybody. That you're fearfully and wonderfully made. That you're strong, that you're courageous, that you're more than a conqueror. All of those things are things that He thinks about you. And yes, you may have not heard them, or you may have just honestly stopped believing them. But it's time to bring those back in view. Bring those thoughts, hopes, dreams, goals back in vision. So, creating a vision for yourself with God's help. Let the Bible guide you. Pray and then believe. Identify your passions and your interests. So one of the things that make people really glow is that when they are in the place that makes them most happy, that makes them most fulfilled. And ideally, we all wish that our 9-to-5s will supply that. And who knows that should be something that we're aspiring to get to. But you can still do things in your life right now that bring you joy, that really do interest you. And what are those hobbies that you do? For me, it's DIYs. For me, it's talking. That's YouTube. I do feel as though this is a creative outlet for me. It's just like connecting with people. Those are some of the things that bring me joy and that bring me happiness. So you really do have to take the time, spend the time alone. Even if you are, you might be married, still pull away, spend some alone time, take a day off, go and sit by the beach, buy yourself a nice meal. I was just talking to my best friend last night, and she said she had herself a nice meal. She bought her a bottle of wine, and she was just home by herself. At least you have time to have a dialogue with yourself and really dive deeper into the things that bring you joy, the things that bring you happiness, even the things that you don't like, the things about yourself that you want to change. The only way that you can actually start to do the inner work and really start to glow up is you got to spend time with yourself. Now you have to start believing that you are worth the time, the energy, and the effort to glow up. Truthfully, if you do not believe that you are worth the energy, the time, and the effort to glow up, you never will. And that's nobody else's responsibility. And honestly, this is a hard truth. Realizing that it is nobody else's job but yours to make you the priority. If you can't prioritize yourself, it is wrong for you to ask that of somebody else. And unfortunately, as we pile on these different roles of mother and wife and worker and usher and all these different labels and roles, we sometimes make them more of a priority than ourselves. And then we look back 10 years later and wonder why we would have lost ourselves. We didn't keep ourselves a priority. And one of those things you have to know is that it is not selfish to make yourself the priority. It's actually strengthening the things that remain. The Bible even talks about strengthening the things that remain. You can't show up as your best self if you're depleted, if you have no reservoirs to pour into others. So make yourself the priority. Yes, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but you have to carve out the time. You may have to cut down on your Instagram and Facebook scrolling time, and because we are millennials, that's what we do, social media. But that is still precious time that you could actually be pouring into yourself. You could be developing the routine, the skincare routine, the speaking those words of affirmation. Like, you can do those things, but you have to make them a priority. Because most of the people that you see glowing up, they make themselves a priority. You may not see them making themselves a priority because you're sleeping when they are up at the gym, doing what they gotta do. Like, you on your phone strolling when they're doing meal prep. You're not there when they're up reading their Bible, getting in the Word, feeding their soul, spirit. Then we wonder why some people they look like they just got it together. But the most important thing is that for you, what do you need to do for yourself to keep it together? This is the inner work. Set goals. If you want to truly glow up, set the goals, small, achievable, attainable goals. Hit the goal, and you're gonna glow. Like, it is an automatic confidence booster. If you say that you are going to exercise for 5 days or 3 days, even if it's just 3 days out of the week, and you hit that goal regardless of opposition, regardless of feeling, you're going to start to glow. You're going to start to just feel like I could conquer the world. If I could conquer this small feat, I could conquer bigger things. My husband always says small victories. Like, that is his go-to term, small victories. And that's something that he also always be reminding me of, because I am a person like, go big or go home. That's me. But there's such strength in small victories. So if you're really trying to glow up, set those goals. So what are those goals? Some of those goals that I have. So my husband and I are on a 21-day cleanse where we have just been eating fruits, vegetables, fish and shrimp for 21 days. And can I tell you, the temptation has been real. It's just like everyone started baking all the things that we love, inviting us over for dinner for all of the things that we absolutely love. But we said we're gonna keep our word to. I have to keep my word for myself, because it's something about nurses on the night shift. Like, they love to eat things that you shouldn't be eating on a 21-day cleanse. But I've kept my word. I mean, the muffins were planted right in front of me, and I said no, because I have to learn to do the inner work. That's internal. Nobody else has to know what I'm doing. It's for me. It's for me to know that if I want to stop something, I can do it. That is a confidence booster. And that's what causes you to really glow. If you say that you are going to show up for yourself, you're going to exercise for 3 days out of the week, and you actually show up and exercise 3 days for that week, like, that's a glow up. That's a confidence booster, because now you didn't used to exercise at all. You used to make excuses for yourself. Now you're showing up. Like, that's the glow up type. That's like the grown folks glow up right there. That's what we need to be aspiring to attain. Embrace change. Now, glow up is a transformation, like we said from the beginning. And this part is hard. Yes, I know it can be scary. But you have to be open to change in order to experience new opportunities. And I could write a book, but I won't yet. You have to step out of your comfort zone. And in fact, some things that we call our comfort zone, they're not even comfortable. You know, it's funny because I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and they was like, well, you know, I'm just not comfortable. I don't like stepping out of my comfort zone. That was their exact terms. And I was like, but are you comfortable? You're not even comfortable. What? This is not a comfortable zone for you. You are uncomfortable. You are dissatisfied. You are despondent at your present place, but you're calling it a comfort zone. Oh, but we trying to glow up? You ain't gonna glow from that point. You have to trust yourself, and you have to trust God that He ultimately has a plan that's really foolproof. Not to say that you won't have disappointments or setbacks. We live in a real world. We're millennials. We've been around long enough to know that everything isn't always peaches and cream. But we survived. We survived. If you're watching this, you survived the whole pandemic. And you can't glow up? You certainly can. But it will take you doing the inner work. We have to have restored faith. Restored childlike faith in who we can become. And of course, not just faith in yourself, but faith in God. Faith in God to really take you to places that you don't even think that you're able to go. Once again, it goes back to getting in the Bible and learning, what does He say about you? That He has great things in store for you, even more than you can even fathom. And starting to actually believe those things. Yes, I know the marriage didn't work out, and now we're getting a divorce. Yes, I know you may be depressed. I know you don't feel beautiful. I know all of those emotions. The maybe not all, but I have my fair share. Oh, you'll never be out of debt. These are lies from the enemy that are dimming your light, that has you depressed, downcast, downtrodden, discouraged, and not glowing. We can fix all of these external things, but if we do not do the inner work, the light will always go dim again. So those are my 5 top tips to start your true, complete, ultimate glow up journey. So up next, we will be talking about the health glow up. So y'all are definitely gonna want to come back for that video. Many of the things that I'm gonna be talking about, I was convicted of myself. So don't think there's no shame or shade. It is, but it's the things that we need to talk about. Like, my corns were mashed several times as I was, coming up with the concept for the health glow up. So that's going to be next on the agenda. And so I'm excited. Leave in the chat below, leave in the comment section some of the things that you are going to be working on. What are your goals for this month? What are your goals? Guess you can even do a 21-day fast or cleanse before the holidays. I wanted to get a little jump start on my fitness journey. I've been exercising. I mean, with working night shift, tired, I said whenever I get up, that's when I'm gonna go. That's when I'm gonna get it done. Because I believe that I'm worth it. I believe that you're worth it. So we are going to do the work. So if you are committed to doing the work, type committed in the comment section. Share this with your friend that may be needing a little boost, that needs to get going. This is for us. This is for us, the millennials. So we're going to be glowing all around, doing the inner work so that we can really radiate beauty, intention, just God's glory, honestly. And that's I think his heart for us, and I think that should be our heart for ourselves, to live our very best life and live a life of beauty and intention.